Staring contest, you and me.
I don't even know I'm supposed to look anymore.
What?
Staring.
Are you lost in the screen?
This is terrifying.
I can't tell if you lost.
I'm
I
not. I'm
can't.
not. I'm not. I definitely lost at some point along the line.
Okay, I didn't. I couldn't look away because you're all the way down here in the corner of my screen. My camera's all the way up here. How's the game going?
Uh, well, I don't know how to use the Unity engine.
Oh,
I mean, I do, but because I'm an ISFP, it's very difficult for me to use the Unity engine because ISFPs don't know how to use Unity.
What?
Hmm.
Is that a thing?
No, I just made it up. It's probably BS. But one thing I have learned is that you should never underestimate your local ISFP.
That is true. You should teach us all the things about it.
About Unity.
Know about ISFPs and your magic powers?
Well, basically, I don't know. Basically, it's not so much that they have magic powers, it's that they always have those powers, but they keep it to themselves.
So you don't have to do anything.
What do you mean?
Like if nobody knows you're good at something, they won't ask you.
Yeah, probably. But then the reason that they seem to be magic is because they come out so rarely into the public eye. But like once you get to a certain stage with the ISFP where they feel comfortable being themselves to a certain extent, then they'll start doing that. And then you'll be like, what the fuck?
So that's what's happening.
Yep.
That's good. You saw how impressed Eric was when he saw it the first time.
Yeah, I felt really awkward because he thought that I think he thought that I had made all of this from scratch, but I actually just downloaded free assets from the Unity asset store.
Yeah, but still, you're.
And I was like, and I felt like, oh crap, he thinks I actually made the troll, and I made the bridge and textured it and modeled it and everything. But really, I just downloaded some free shit.
Yeah, but
then put it
still,
together.
You're putting it together, and you're doing the painful work of the coding.
Yeah. I think Enneagram 4s that have a 5 wing have this thing where they want to make something authentic, and Enneagram 4s want to be authentic, but the 5 wing makes them want to be capable of doing it from scratch themselves, and that both of those aspects of my Enneagram have been completely ignored in the making of this game. So I felt really awkward when host Eric was like, wow, and then I was like, oh shit.
No, you shouldn't. You should just enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a personal project that I've been working on for 3 years or something. It's a game, and I mean, that's always sort of been like my main source of like, I guess, fuel for my Enneagram 4-ness and my 5-ness sort of thing.
What kind of
And
game is it?
Well, it's like like an exploration kind of science fiction survival kind of game. And like I also make that in the Unity engine. But, like I make everything in that from scratch. Like I don't use any like, you know, like I wouldn't like download an asset like this and use it because
Oh, you made all the things.
yeah, like that to me seems like it would take away from like the authenticness of it, and I don't want to do that. But I would be inclined to, like, you can download, you know, assets that are scripts like this. Like I'm making all this from scratch, but I did download a thing that basically lets me make the dialogue happen. So like going through the different, even though it's not working at the moment, I'm trying to get it to work by understanding how it all works. But like even though, because it's all kind of like boring, like script stuff, I feel like it's not as bad to download and use like assets that have been made for that purpose. But I wouldn't download like a visual asset because that's something that the player sees, and it's kind of a more direct like expression of the developer, of the artist, as opposed to like the scripts that are making it all run in the background.
Yeah, I can see that. This is more a practical thing in a way.
Yeah, and like, you know, this whole engine, even like the Unity engine that I'm using, is like it's just a thing that I downloaded, and it makes the game development process a little bit easier than making an entire game from scratch, you know. And then like the computer that I'm like that is like happening inside of, you know, I didn't make, like I put these parts together, but I don't know how any of this works, sort of thing. I just like, you know, I've purchased all of those parts and they do their job, and I didn't make them. And I didn't work in the mines where they like dug out the resources to make the computer parts, you know, like the copper and the silicone and whatever. Like I didn't do any of that work, you know. So like I guess there's a certain point where if you want to be, you know, you make something from scratch and you want it to be authentic, you know, you can never really, like you do have to rely on other people's like stuff that they've made, you know, because you can really make it all from scratch. And you kind of have to draw a line in the sand somewhere, like, you know, how far do I want to take my authenticity?
Yeah, it's like I'm 5 Wing 4, so I
Yeah.
read about it.
How do you feel about your authenticity?
It's more like I don't give a shit. Do what I want.
So like, if you were creating something, you wouldn't care if it was like your work sort of thing, but you would still like.
No, it depends what it is, of course.
Right.
It's more fun if I made most of it myself, at least.
So like, if you were making something that was like an artwork that you wanted to express like your feelings or something, how would you feel about like using other people's stuff in that?
Define other people's stuff.
Like.
No, I don't think I would use anything pre-made.
Yeah. So like, if you were making like a digital image in Photoshop, would you like go on Google Images and look up like things you can put in?
No.
No.
If I was
Yeah.
going to put in something,